show you how to play Chapel in the Moonlight, as sung by Dean Martin. If you want the letter notes for that, go to LetterNotePlayer.com. I have them there for you. Let's start with the melody on this. We're in the key of A, and it starts on an A. A, down on below middle C, A, B, D, C sharp, B, A, C sharp. Then the backups go F sharp, A, C sharp, F sharp, E. Melody kicks in E, F sharp, G sharp, A, E, E, G sharp, G sharp. And then the backup sings C sharp, C, B, A sharp. Melody kicks back in, F sharp, G sharp, A, B, F sharp, G sharp, A. And then the backups are singing, or the orchestra is B, A, G sharp, A. And the singer comes back in, C sharp, B, A, F sharp, E. And they do that again, and then we get into the chorus. Now the second verse, there'll be slight variations for words, but the chorus is A, B, C sharp, C sharp, B, A, C sharp, B, A, F sharp, E, D, F sharp, E, C sharp, D, E, 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 F sharp, G sharp, A, B, C sharp, C sharp, C sharp, B, A, B. And then we're back into the verse again. So then all we got to do is add the introduction. On the introduction, we're just going to start off with an E tonality. See, that E7 will lead us into the key of A. So we're starting it off with that E tonality in the introduction. And you start off with just an E in the bass. And then start this instead of down here, up here where the trumpets play it. A, B, D, C sharp, B, A, and then an A chord. A, C sharp, E. And they pop that little fanfare, they pop that chord twice. And it doesn't hurt you to separate those notes, because it's sounding like a trumpet then. Then they have the orchestra goes into a glissando down, glissando down. Now what I do is I'll just hit them with the palm of my hand on the black keys and end on an E, and don't hold the E very long. So it'll be like this. And then just float down to the melody. And all we're going to do there is an A chord to an F sharp minor chord, back to A chord. Now the A chord we're going to play A, C sharp, E. And all we have to do to change that to an F sharp minor is change that E to an F sharp. So your F sharp minor is F sharp, A, C sharp, black, white, black. But we've got the A and the C sharp down here, so all we're going to do is slide that E up to the F sharp. Slide up to the F sharp. And then when we come back to the E, it slides back to the E. Then we go on. Here we're going to have a C sharp minor, C sharp, E, G sharp. It's another black, white, black. See? And then we follow it up with the vocals, the backups come down with C sharp, C, B, A sharp. When they hit that A sharp, we're going to change this C sharp, E, G sharp to C sharp and F sharp. That'll give us back an F sharp chord. So your F sharp chord is all black. F sharp, A sharp, C sharp. We've got the F sharp up here. So all we're going to do down here is play the C sharp and the F sharp. We go from the C sharp, E, G sharp to C sharp and F sharp, and we got the whole chord. So we got. Then we drop down to the melody on F sharp. And when you hit this A, we're going to hit a B chord in the bass, and so we're going to hit it 1, and then we're going to hit triplets, da, 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 and end with the B chord again. Now when we add the A to the B chord, we've got a B7 in there. And we're just going to do a little turn in there. B, A, G sharp, A, and we're back to the melody on a C sharp here. So we've got an E chord. And you hit that E chord with the G sharp. We're doing there is we're sliding into a diminished sound there, but we're going from the A chord walking up through the A sharp to an E with just the B and the E together, but it'll be a E tonality with the fifth and the root of the chord. See what? So we start off with this E being the fifth of the A chord, and then it becomes the root of the E chord, which leads us right back into the second verse. Now here we're going to change. We're going to pop up an octave and play this little fill. So it's E, D, C sharp, B, A, B, C sharp. And we'll do the same thing in the left hand that we did before. We went. Now this time we're going to go. And he changes the melody there too. He goes, instead of back to C sharp, he goes up to E, C sharp. He jumps up to the E right there. And then you come down. So we've got the A, and then when we hit that B, we're going to go to that A, C sharp, F sharp, which adds a little non-harmonic in there too, with that added B in there, right in there, up an octave. So we've got. Come back to the melody. Now here he changes too. The first verse he goes, and here he's going to walk it up. E, F sharp, G sharp. And we do the same thing. Now this time we go G sharp, F sharp, E, D sharp, E, D sharp, C sharp. Now the fingering that works best for me to start on the ring finger and cross over with my middle finger. Then come back with the ring finger on the E right there. And we're going to do the same thing in the left hand. We're going to go to a C sharp minor, and we're going to go to an F sharp chord. So now here with the F sharp chord, we've got that added 6 with the D sharp in the melody. Let's see, we've got our F sharp chord is F sharp, A sharp, C sharp. We've got this C sharp down here, so all we do is slide this E and G sharp up to the F sharp and the A sharp. Now that chord is all black notes. And when we add the D sharp in there, we've got even more black notes. See? We've got those black notes covered right there. And you can hold that through because the C sharp is part of the chord. And then all you got to do is slide down to the A, and when you hit this A, you've got to have that to get that F sharp minor sound. We go back to the B chord with B on top. D sharp, F sharp, B this time. And then we got a E chord. So we end up with the A chord with the A on top, C sharp, E, A, and we pop right up to D and F sharp. And we're going to have parallel tenths there. It's like parallel thirds. Parallel thirds, only we're an octave apart. Hold the D and the F sharp just slightly, then walk it down and pick up the melody of the chorus. Now here, in the chorus, we're going to have that A chord with C sharp on the bottom, C sharp, E, A. Then we're going to an A7. And all I'm going to do is drop the E and put in a G. Your A7 is A, C sharp, E, G. So all we're going to play is the C sharp, the G, and the A. So we're going to go. Then we're going to do A7. Now we'll walk to a D chord, D, F sharp, A. Back to the A chord. Now this first chorus, we're going to change the rhythm a little bit when we go on that. So I'm going to go bum, 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 bum. Then F sharp minor chord. Then a D F sharp A, and then E chord. And now we're going to go back to the triplet. So we're going to go the E chord triplets twice, and then the B chord twice. So when you have that D and the D sharp and the F sharp with the B, you've got a B chord. There's your B chord, white, black, black. Let's put them together and I'll show you the chorus and I'll go slowly so that you can see how it fits. It's quick notes to start with. What he does, he changes the rhythm. He goes da-da-dee-dee, then the sing-song da-da-dee-dee, then back to da-da-da-da, quick, and then back to the sing-song da-da-dee-da, quick, sing-song, quick, sing-song. So that's what we've got. And you'll just kind of have to fit those together, that left hand and right hand together on that second line of the chorus. And then we go right back into the third verse. And what we do on the third verse is we take it up an octave and play what we did before on the first verse. Same thing that we did on the second one, right there. So we come right back through that with the second verse, the same thing we did on the second verse, but we go. So we come down and then we slow it down, and we change the chord on the C sharp. Here we go to the minor chord, and then here we're just going to do a little turn. So we're going to go F sharp, G sharp, A, G sharp, F sharp, G sharp, and then back down to the C sharp. E chord down here. So we end the same way, we'll go right back into those parallel tenths. Straight, we're going to keep the triplets, so we're going to go. And here's the modulation to C. We're going to modulate into the key of C for the tag. So we're in the key of, we've got an E chord going, and we just pick up on that with our right hand going E, D, B, E, D, B, and then we hit a G7. I'm going to hit that G7 with both hands. G, B, D, F. I'm going to hit the D and the F in the right hand and the G and the B in the left hand. And that sets you right up to play that tag in the key of C. Now that tag, the melody is just going to be translated into the key of C. We just transpose it up. We just transpose it up a minor third every note. So you're in the key of C now. And then I'll show you the ending. So it isn't too hard there. It's pretty much like what we played before, but now we've got it up a little bit. So those fills are going to go, we have C, D, F, E, D, C, G, E, up to E, G, A, E, A, G, G, A, B, C, G, G, B, B, E, D sharp, D, C sharp, A, B, C, D, and you can start to slow it down when you get to here, A, B, C, D, A, B, C, and particularly once the left hand. So you're coming from a D chord to a D minor to a G7, and then we put the tag on there. I'll show you that tag in a minute right there. So we get into that out of the C chord, A minor chord, C, E, A minor is A, C, E, and we got the C and the E, so we just slide the G up to an A, just like we did before in the key of A. C chord, A minor, back down to C. But we're going to take that little riff up an octave. So I was showing you in the same octave, but I'm going to play it up an octave. Then we come back down for the melody. Now here we've got an E minor chord, E, G, B. Up to the E. Now we're going to go to an A chord there. So it's a full A chord, A, C sharp, E, but we're going to have the E on the bottom, A, C sharp. See, we're on an E minor, and we just slide up to an A and a C sharp, and keep that E down there, and now we're in the key, and then we've got an A chord in. All we got to do is drop the C sharp out of there and let the A, E, and the A carry it. Now when we hit this D chord in the bass and we got the C right there, we've actually got a D7. And when we change to that D minor, we've got a D minor 7th. We just let the C sustain through. And then you hit, here's your tag. The vocal, or he comes in, Dean Martin comes in a cappella. E, D, C, D. He ends that melody, and then the vocalists, the backups come in, E, E, F, E, D, E. And they hit this C chord. So E, F, E, D, E. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to have nothing played during it. And then hit the chord with the C. And I'll hold that chord right through. But lift off it with it. So this chord will ring out by itself. Wait, and then hit a C, G, C in the bass. There you have it. Chapel in the Moonlight. Beautiful song is sung by Dean Martin. Hope you enjoy playing it.